Okay, so what we're looking at today is we're looking at a genogram, okay? And it's very similar to a family tree like we talked about yesterday, okay? Except that it goes more in depth, it goes more into detail. Once you get the genogram complete, you are able to trace certain things through your family, like divorces, miscarriages, even to the point of being able to trace things like spouses that cheat on other spouses, okay? So the genogram is a lot more detailed. The thing about a family tree is you usually just have lines and they come down and you put kids in, you know, and then you put more lines and you got more kids. With this, you have to use very particular symbols that mean certain things, okay? So you'll notice that the male is square. That's not saying anything about you guys. Females are round. That doesn't mean anything either. Okay? But you'll also notice that there are symbols for unusual things that you wouldn't normally find on a family tree. Like if there's a pregnancy, it doesn't necessarily mean that a baby was a product of that pregnancy. It's just that somebody was pregnant. Okay? For abortions, miscarriages, death. Okay, and then on this side, you'll notice these get really into detail. And that's why when you do this, it takes the research. This is not just you sitting there putting your grandparents' names down. This means going home, talking to mom and dad, talking to grandparents, and finding out about marriages, legal separations, divorces that happen. I had a grandmother. I had no idea she'd been married 3 times. As far as I knew, the woman had only been married once, happily, for over 50 years, and then I find out, nope. Okay? She was married twice before my grandfather. It's like, that would have been nice information to have. With the genogram, you are able to include those things and specify exactly what happened. I wanted you to be able to see this in use, so what I did is I put part of the Greek god family tree up here, but I used the symbols for the genogram, okay? I chose Zeus because I'm going to be honest with you, most of the issues that the Greek gods had happened because this guy couldn't keep his pants zipped up, okay?
Amen.
So Zeus had a first wife. A lot of people don't know this, okay? His first wife was Metis. She was a witch, and she enabled him to defeat his father. Well, after a while, Zeus wasn't really interested in her anymore, so he divorced her. Notice, we're using the same symbols here, okay? So he divorces Metis. He marries Hera. For all intents and purposes, she is his sister, but these are Greek gods. They don't think about it the same way. They have a child. Okay, his name is Ares. You know anything about Ares, you know he's the god of war. That should tell you something about their marriage. So here's our little god of war. However, like I said, most of their problems happened because of Zeus. Zeus had an affair. Notice the dots and the dashes. He had a one-night stand with Demeter, also his sister. Okay, just throwing that out there. The product of this one-night stand was Persephone, okay? This is just a minor thing, but I wanted you to see how these symbols are used when you're doing a genogram, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to play sort of a who's your family game. It's called genetic roulette, all right? That's where the 13 names and the piece of paper that you have, you should have numbered through 13, okay? We're going to start drawing names, and when we do, you're going to start filling in the names 1 through 13, okay? We're going to put together a genogram with you and everybody in the class. So just look around because there's somebody in here that you're about to be married to, okay? And there are some people in here who are going to be your children and your grandparents, okay? So you need to feel the love right now, okay? So if you will give us just a minute. We're going to pass out those names. You're gonna start drawing, all right? And you're gonna start filling in those 13 names.